Hey, what's up everyone? Dragon back again with
Ashley.
we're doing so many of these trailer reactions now. I'm just trying to find different ways to kind of like Sarah stuff, but it's like
Give it the old razzle dazzle.
razzle dazzle. Yeah, so we're doing another one. This one is for Kingsman in the Golden Circle. This is the Red Band trailer. I know we kind of found out at the first one a little bit after the fact. You really wanted to check it out. I was like, yeah, okay, we'll see what's up.
I think when I went to Redbox, you rented it.
Yeah,
and then it was like, oh, what a pleasant surprise.
I know, it really felt like a modern, like like a modern take on like the older James Bond film, where it was kind of a lot of gadget and kind of fun, but it had like a really fresh, younger kind of coat of paint on it.
Thanks. So sorry.
So sorry. Anyway, we'll shut the hell up and just react to this damn thing already.
Do it.
We're from the Kingsman tailor shop in London. Maybe you've heard of us?
Jesus.
Today marks the beginning.
Is that beer?
Wait, I'm gonna show you.
Is that beer delivered by journalists?
Say goodbye to the Kingsman.
Kind of got a bit of a save the world situation here.
Welcome to Statesman.
Your American cousins, we'll be working side by side.
Let's get started. See the bitches back? It's a movie. Oh, I want to see them.
We've got brains, skills, skipping rope.
It's a lasso.
Whatever.
What the fuck?
Like a lightsaber lasso?
Very American.
Yeah, it is.
Manners maketh man. You know what that means.
So, right off the bat, I love there's a statesman. And I was always wondering that, I wonder, like, does each country have like, their own like equivalent?
America.
America, yeah. Now, the fact that they're all like cowboys, and I there's one of two ways you can take it. Like, ready to stereotype Americans. We're all, big lasso, cowboy.
Hey, lightsaber lasso.
Lightsaber lasso, that makes it kind of cool, actually. But if you look at like the Kingsmen, they're like the ultra stereotype, very British and very proper, and we're all like, and I think that's the fun of it. It's like, the stereotype is kind of what makes it fun. So naturally, if you're gonna have the American equivalent, they're gonna be cowboys and like big gallon hats and the lasso. It's like that's what's kind of, again, it takes place in the real world, but it's kind of like a more cartoony version of it.
It's actually based on a comic, right?
Yeah, like a graphic.
So I forgot about that. I was like, man, I think the reason these movies are so close, they're very comic booky. I'm like, oh wait, it's technically a comic book
Which
movie.
again, I love that now. These, I don't want to say lesser, because I know people were probably a fan of the comic.
Not
like, hey,
superhero comics.
Yeah, not big mainstream where they're a household name where you mention Iron Man, Superman. Everyone's at least heard of that. Whereas like Kingsman, if you're really into like comic books, you would probably heard about it.
Which I'm into comic books and I didn't even know about them until the first movie.
Oh, it's like when I tell people like, "Oh, what's your favorite comic?" Freak squeal, and they're like, "What?" And
I know, right?
And there you go. But yeah, no. So I love the stuff that would normally be like stereotype. That's what actually makes this really cool. So it's like, because now you can have,
it's over the top, but in a good way.
Yeah, or normally it's like you can't do the stereotype because it's not politically or it's not politically correct. This is the point of it. Is stereotype. So if you have the really prim and proper British guy, the American equivalent is like cowboys, the ragtag. So I love that they're doing that. So I would love to be able to go to other countries and see their equivalent and seeing like the stereotypes we're gonna see there. Like if you go to Japan, their version's gonna be all guys who do kung fu and ninjutsu, basically, or not kung fu. Sorry, that would be if you go to China. Naturally they all know kung fu.
They'd be all samurai.
Yeah, if you go to Japan,
ninjas.
they all do ninjutsu. You know, whatever. Like if you go to Australia, they all look like Crocodile Dundee. Well, again, normally that would be very offensive, but because that's kind of like the shtick. That's what makes it fun. So I love the fact that there's an American equivalent, and they are the most stereotypical thing ever. They're all cowboys. I love that. I love the laser laugh. I love that, and I love how, you know, the first film, again, it was kind of a big nod back to like kind of the old Bond eras, like 60s, 70s, where they were really kind of out there and a little outlandish, but that's what made them so fun. And I love how this is very much in the spirit of that. It's kind of this. It's like spies, but not realistic spies. Realistic spies are like guys you sit in a coffee shop, you would never know he's a spy and he's gathering intel on something. But this is what we wish it was like. So I love the fact that the real spies in this world are like, holy shit, there's nothing subtle about any of you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like that. It looks like it's a bigger, funner version of even
Also,
the first film.
the cast. What a cast.
Yeah, Channing Tatum, Julianne Moore, Jeff Bridges. I love that. I love that. You know, this. You know, the ultra cowboy leader of the Statesman, Jeff Bridges. Perfect. When I heard he was in this movie, I'm like, done. Whatever he's playing, I'm on board. So I love that. I don't know.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. I love it. It looks
just so fun.
Yeah, and again, I like movies that are not afraid to be fun. You know, not.
Well, and again, like, I like that it's. I mean, it's obviously rated R, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna
this
say.
is a red band trailer,
Yeah.
so I don't think they're adding.
But like, I love that they didn't try to make it a PG-13 thing.
They allowed it to be what
Yeah.
it is, and I think that's one of the reasons why too. The first one was, I mean, it had an impressive looking budget, but it wasn't so big and over the top. You know what I mean?
When I feel like because that did pretty well.
You're adding a kind of maybe a PG-13 budget to an R-rated film because usually, like studios always have all kinds of conditions. Okay, if you want this movie to be rated R, it can't exceed this budget. You can't do the
The first one was PG-13 then?
No, it was rated R.
Oh,
but again, if you look at it, budgetary wise, it doesn't look as big as this one.
I was gonna say, and I wonder if they were trying to be a little more safe, just because they're like, we don't want to do too much, but now they're like, no, fucking.
Well, yeah, because it's R-rated or it's rated R. They don't want to make it so expensive and then not make their money back. It's like, okay, if it's rated R, not everyone can go see it. Even though parents take their kids to go see rated R movies all the time. I saw so many kids when we went and saw Deadpool and all that. But the same thing too. I know with Deadpool, there are all kinds of stipulations. I know with Logan, I think Hugh Jackman took a cut in his salary so they would make it rated R. Vin Diesel did the same thing with the last Riddick film where he took a cut so they could make it rated R. He even put some of his money forward. So you hear all these stipulations for R-rated films to make them rated R, and then they do really well. And then the next time for the sequel, and the studio's like, yeah, whatever you want. It's okay. So not surprising, this film looks bigger and more expensive and still rated R. So I'm glad that we're seeing films of a more adult nature. Not everything has to be for kids, even though kids are going to see these movies anyway. So who the hell cares? Just let's have fun. And looks like exactly that's what they're doing. So Kingsman, The Golden Circle. Sounds like almost like a Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter in the Golden Circle. The red band trailer. What? Hey, he's older now, right?
He's changed.
He's changed. Harry's got like a magical gun now.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, no. So, are you guys familiar with the comic? Like, that's what I know because after we saw the first one, I wanted to check out the comic, and then, like most things in my life, I forgot. And now seeing this, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to read that comic. So, for those of you who have read the comic, how well did the first one, stack up to it? And by and large, from what you're seeing from this one, how does this are these stories lifted directly from the comic, or is it just like the idea of what's in the comic and they're doing their own thing? Let us know, and if it is look like a storyline directly from the comic, how closely does it match? How many liberties are they taking? And if they are taking liberties, how do you guys feel about that? If you guys are not familiar with the comic like us, what just as a movie, how are you guys, what's the vibe you're getting from it? Did you see the first one? Are you excited for this one? Did you not see the first one? Now maybe seeing this one, you're like, oh, maybe I should go back and check out the first one. Give us some of your thoughts. Let us know. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel. As always, I will leave a link in the description section below where you can do just that. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.